Every night, the Okonor family, living on the edge of a dark forest, would wake up to strange sounds, rustling, footsteps on creaky floors, like someone was wandering through the house. Mom and Dad exchanged nervous glances, but always found the house in perfect order. Only the oldest daughter, Sarah, was not afraid. "It's just the wind," she would say. But Sarah always felt something strange about these nightly visits. One night, the noise was especially loud. Thomas, their youngest son, cried out again, and Emily and Jacob panicked, getting out of bed. They heard something rustling in the corridor, as if someone were slowly moving through the house. Sarah was the first to get up and walked into the darkness, unafraid. She approached the pantry, where, as usual, that ominous sound could be heard. When she opened the door, her gaze immediately fell on an old toy car covered in dust and strange sand traces leading to a crack in the floor. Sarah couldn't understand how sand had gotten into the house. Then she reached into the crack and pulled out something, an old, rusty coin. At that moment, a cold whisper broke the silence, barely audible. "Give him back." Sarah turned around, and in the dim light, a figure appeared in front of her. It was invisible, but its presence was so palpable that fear froze her blood. The figure stirred, and its whisper grew louder. "Give him back! The younger brother!" Sarah froze. Her mind seemed to blur. All the night noises, all the oddities she'd ignored before, now seemed far more sinister. Sarah looked at her little brother, who had been tossing and turning in his bed this whole time, and a thought flashed in her mind, one she couldn't shake off. She didn't like Thomas. He was always noisy, annoying her, and somehow always took her parents' attention away from her. Sarah looked at the shadow and, unable to suppress the dark thought, whispered, "Take him." The shadow vanished, but Sarah felt the cold fill the room. Silently, she returned to her bed, and soon Thomas stopped crying. When she woke up in the morning, his bed was empty. Stay tuned for the continuation.